So I hope it is audible and visible. If yes, so just respond here so that I can continue with the class. So do it fast. Okay, fine. So now, so we are discussing the difference or the advantages of field effect transistors with respect to bipolar junction transistors. So here what I said, field effect transistors are the upgraded versions of BJT because FETs are less in size comparing with BJT, requires less voltage or the power dissipation in FET is very less comparing with BJT. And here the three terminals of BJT are emitter, base and collector, whereas the three terminals of FET are gate, drain and source. Okay, that is the one major change where we are going to change the names here. And another important thing, so FETs are voltage controlled devices and BJTs are current controlled devices. And another important thing here, so FETs can stable up to high temperature around 70 degrees Celsius. And whereas BJT are much stable about 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. Therefore, FETs are used more preferred than BJT. And comparing with the cost and speed also, FETs are much faster than BJT because FETs are unipolar charge carriers, means either holes or electrons are used to the flow of current, whereas BJT uses two major charge carriers, that is holes and electrons. So that's why FETs are more advantaged than BJT. But BJTs are also preferred in some particular applications where quality is required, where the cost is not matters. In that case, BJTs are used. Okay. So now we will start with the model 4 now. So in that, the first topic here is basic of PN JFET operation. So in this, we are going to discuss how the FETs are classified and which are the types of FETs. And then in that, we are going to discuss the JFET operation. So JFET operation is nothing but we are going to discuss the construction part and how it operates to the flow of current. So this is what we are going to discuss in the first topic. So now first here we'll discuss, so field effect transistors are two types. One is JFET, another one is MOSFET. Okay. So in that first we will discuss about JFET, that is nothing but junction field effect transistor. So later on, we will discuss MOSFET, that is nothing but metallic oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So again, in MOSFET, we have two types. One is depletion type, another one is enhancement type MOSFET. So that we will discuss in later classes. So first, we will concentrate on basic of PNJFET operation. So now we will begin with that one. Okay, so now this is module 4. So in that module 4, we are going to start with field effect transistors. So in that, the first is basic PN JFET transistor. So as I said, JFET is nothing but junction field effect transistor. So I will explain why we call it as junction. So in that we'll discuss two types. They are N-channel JFET transistor and then P-channel JFET transistor. So we'll start one by one now. Okay. So now first we will concentrate on N-channel JFET transistor. So here JFET is nothing but junction. So it uses one junction for the flow of current. Okay. So that may be a N-type junction or P-type junction. It depends on the selection of channel. Okay. That's why we call it as junction field effect transistor. So now in this, first we will discuss how this transistor is constructed and how it can be operated. So now look at this construction part. So this is the construction part. So in this construction part, okay, first we will understand what are the materials used to construct an N-channel JFET. And another thing, why we call it as N-channel. Okay. So now look at this construction of this N-channel JFET. So what it consists of? So it consists of the major part here is N-type material. So this is N-type material where the major part of this structure is N-type material. Then this N-type material forms the channel. Okay, this is a channel I call. So this is a channel. So forms the channel between two embedded layers. We call them as two embedded layers of P-type material. So I hope you guys getting this. So what I'm saying, so here, this is a construction part where the major part of the structure is N-type material, okay, which forms the channel. This is a channel here, which forms the channel between two embedded layers of P-type material, okay. So now here in this we call it as channel made up of N-type material. Hence it is N channel, where the electrons flows through this channel to cause the current. So now another important thing, we have shown here three terminals. This is drain terminal, this is source terminal, and this is gate terminal. So now how these terminals are connected. So here the drain terminal. Here this is a channel and this part of the channel is top end of the channel and this part of the channel is bottom end of the channel. So here the top end of the channel is connected to a metallic contact. We call it as metallic contact, or sometimes it is also called as ohmic contact. So both are same. So here the top end of the N channel is connected to the metallic contact to a terminal referred as drain terminal, whereas the lower end or bottom end of the N channel is connected through a metallic contact to a terminal referred as source terminal. And then here these two p-type materials are connected together. Here it is shown, they are connected together to form another terminal through a metallic contact here. This is referred as gate terminal. So this is the construction part, where in this construction part, okay, it has two PN junctions. So this is one PN junction and this is another one PN junctions. And this is the depletion layer which is formed. This is the depletion layer which is formed between the P-type and N-type material. So which occurs in normal diode. So as we discussed in the diode also. So if I connect one P-type and one N-type, then it forms the depletion layer. So the same layer has been formed here also. But here you have two PN junctions. So that's why two depletion layers are shown between the N-type material, which we call it as channel. Okay. So now, so from this it is clear that, so this is the construction part where a channel is formed between the two P-type material, which allows the electrons, because N-type material has majority charge carriers are electrons. So that's why I'm saying which allows the electrons to flow through the channel and causes the current between drain and source. So this is about the construction part of the N-channel JFET. So I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay. If yes, just put a message in the chat box as yes. If you want to repeat, I will do the same repeat. Okay. So that it should be clear for everyone. Then only you can be able to understand the operation. Okay, fine. So I hope everyone understood the construction part of the N-channel JFET transistor. Okay. So now we'll move on to the operation. Okay. So now, once it is constructed, now we will discuss how this N-channel JFET allows or causes the current through the channel and what are the conditions required to make the current flows through the channel and for what condition it allows us to give us a maximum current. So that is what we are going to discuss in the operation. Okay. So first, so in this operation, figure B here it is shown, which shows us. So what will be the condition for this to make this N-channel JFET to cause the current, okay, flows through the channel. So now we will try some different conditions to check how this N-channel JFET operates. Okay. So first condition we have taken here. The first condition, keep VGS equals to 0 volts and VDS is greater than 0. Greater than 0 means we have to put some positive value, that is positive voltage. So now look at this diagram. In this diagram, so we call this as gate terminal, we call this as source terminal, and this is drain terminal. Okay. So now here, first what I need the condition is keep VGS 0 volts and make VDS greater than 0. So to achieve this condition, so what I have done, so this is our same as construction part, and here the gate terminal is connected directly to the source terminal. So from this it is clear that here gate and source are short circuited. So when they are short circuited, then the voltage between the gate and source is 0. That's why we call it as VGS. Voltage between gate and source is 0. And the second condition is that VDS should be greater than 0 volts. So to achieve that, here I have taken one additional or the external DC voltage, I call it as VDS, where the positive terminal is connected to the drain and negative terminal is connected to the source. Okay. So now by doing this, now we can achieve the first condition. So now, once you achieve the first condition, now we have to observe how it operates. Okay. Now, concentrate on here. So here, the positive terminal is connected to the drain, which is N-type, right? Because the channel which is made up of here is N-type channel. So here, positive terminal of the supply is directly connected to the N-type material through the metallic contact. So therefore, we can say that here the electrons in the channel, the electrons, that is E here mentioned as E, the electrons in the channel will be attracted towards the positive terminal of the VDS, correct? Also, when I compare the positive terminal to this N channel, here the upper end or the top end of this channel, this part of the channel is more reverse biased than the bottom end of the channel. This is bottom end of the channel. This is top end of the channel. Why? Because the positive terminal of the supply is connected to the N here. This is because here it becomes reverse biased with respect to P and N type. Therefore, the depletion layer here across this PN junction, the depletion layer across this PN junction will be increased due to the reverse biased condition. Okay, whereas when I comes to the top, the bottom end, here the negative terminal of the supply is connected. Therefore, here it is connected to the N type. So it is little bit forward biased comparing with the top end. That's why here the depletion layer need to be less. Okay, at this part, the depletion layer is less. At this part, the depletion layer is more. This is because here the positive terminal is connected to the top end, the negative terminal is connected to the bottom end. And now here the N channel where majority charge carriers are electrons, therefore it will draw the electrons towards the positive terminal of the supply. So due to this, now due to the movement of electrons, okay, towards the positive terminal of the supply, here this is the flow of electrons towards the positive terminal of the supply, causes the current in the channel, whereas the direction of the current is exactly opposite to the flow of electrons. So due to this, here the direction of current is shown in this way, exactly opposite. So therefore, we call this current as ID, that is the drain current, and at the source terminal we call it as IS. Okay, whereas this drain current is same as the source current. This is because here the current flows in the same channel. The current flows in the same channel. Therefore, the drain current ID is equals to the source current IS. So I hope it is clear for everyone. So this is how the current flows through the channel for the first condition. But still, we need to achieve maximum current. So to do this, I will just change the condition here. So we will check what happens if I change the condition. What happens to the current? Okay, so that we are going to discuss in figure C. So now, so look at this figure C here. So in this figure C, okay, so what we have done, we have changed the condition. That is, we have kept VGS same 0 volts, but we have increased the VDS to a particular voltage. And we call it as pinch off voltage. Okay, so now we will check what happens to the channel and what happens to the depletion layer across the PN junction when we go on increasing the VDS voltage to a maximum value, which we call it as pinch off voltage. So now look at this diagram here. So what we got? The gate to source is short circuited to achieve this condition, which is done. Now this voltage VDS goes on increasing now. If I go on increasing this, what happens here? The more number of electrons in the channel. In the channel, there are more number of electrons. Those electrons will be moved, or will maximum number of electrons will be attracted towards the positive terminal of the supply. Due to this, the maximum number of electrons flows through the channel and causes the maximum current. But at a particular value of VDS, we call it as BP, that is pinch off voltage. Here, this positive terminal connected to the N type, okay, becomes more reverse biased, and the depletion layer between the N and P, between the N and P here will be increased, and they will touch each other at a particular voltage, which is shown here. Okay, so we can say that at this condition here, the current at the junction or the current at the channel will be reached to its maximum and gets saturated. I am using the word saturation because here there is no path to the flow of electrons from bottom end to the top end of the channel because it is blocked by the depletion layer caused by the positive terminal of the supply. Okay, so that's why what happens here when VDS is increased to a maximum voltage, the electrons also gets increased and causes a maximum current, and that current we call it as IDSS. So this is the maximum current which flows through the channel, and then as soon as this voltage reaches to the pinch-off voltage, then there will be a no path between the top end and bottom end of the channel because it is blocked by the depletion layer between the PN junctions. So therefore, once it reaches its maximum value, it will get saturation. Means no path to the flow of electrons and the voltage will get saturated. So that I will show you in the characteristics. So I will show here in the characteristics. So which is shown here. So this is the condition what I'm going to discuss. So this is the gate to source voltage at 0 volts. Okay. And here this is the VDS. Okay. And this is the drain current. So now what happens here? When VGS is at 0 volts, if I go on increasing this VDS, okay, to a particular value, assuming that when the VDS is at 5 volts, at that time, here the maximum number of electrons flows through the channel and causes this current. Here, it is shown here, and causes this is the current which flows at this level when it is at 5 volts. At this much, it go on increases. Okay, so at this particular voltage of 5 volts, if I go on increasing from 5 to 10 volts, here the depletion layer blocks the channel and the current which is reached at this maximum will get saturated, means becomes constant. So whatever the VDS voltage here, 10, 15, 20, 25, but the drain current ID becomes maximum, we call it as IDSS. So that will be the maximum current when VGS is 0 volts. So this is what happens when we goes on increasing the VDS voltage, okay, to a maximum value. So I hope it is clear for everyone. So what I said, I'll just repeat in simple words. When VGS is 0, VDS is increased, number of electrons are increased, causes the maximum current. We call it as IDSS. As the maximum current reached, when the VDS is equals to VP, that is a pinch-off voltage, the depletion layer between the PN junctions will touch each other and blocks the channel. So therefore, the maximum current IDSS will get saturated and remains constant. So this is what happens for the figure C in the second condition. So now, once this is done, okay, we'll move on to the last condition, that is what happens if VGS becomes less than 0 volts, that is negative. Okay, here it is negative, so don't get confused. What I'll make? I will make VGS less than 0 volts, means negative voltage. So if VGS becomes less than 0, that is negative, and keeping VDS constant. So now in this figure D, what I'm going to do, I will keep this VDS constant for a particular value, and then I will make the VGS less than 0. Less than 0 means the negative value like -1, -2, -3. When I keep the VDS constant, what happens? This positive terminal of the supply will draw the electrons, okay, and causes the current flow through the channel. So this becomes the channel, and more number of electrons flows through the channel and causes the current. Okay, but when I make VGS less than 0 volts, then what happens? Then here, for a particular value of VGS like minus 1 volts, here this P terminal gets negative value, means this negative value attracts the electrons towards the P-type material. So here the electrons in the channel starts attracting towards the P-type material. So due to this, what happens here? When they attract towards the P-type, okay, because of the negative terminal of the supply, okay, the electrons in the channel starts reducing, okay, and for a particular value, of negative voltage, okay, now the current gets saturated. That I will show you here itself. Okay, so here, so wait a second. Okay, fine. So now this we are going to discuss in the next class because I have left with only 2 minutes. Okay, I hope you guys understood the operation using figure B and figure C. Okay, we will discuss this figure D and this characteristics in the next class. Okay, so now do one thing. Uh, Try to send your USL as fast as possible. Do it fast. Send your message. So do it fast. Send your USL numbers. Do it fast. Left with only 1 minute. So I hope everyone sent your USL number. Okay. So we will wind up the class today, and in the next session we will continue with the operation of N channel JAPG. Okay. So thank you.